Hello everybody out there and welcome to this edition of a Late Night Scream Review, and this time we're talking about A Haunting in Venice. Ooh, spooky! I mean, kinda. Yeah.
Everyone who ever lived here falls victim to some tragedy. Like her daughter a year ago.
My daughter was my whole life. To hear her voice again, I would give all I have.
If someone wants to be heard, we are here. Called the spirits,
And they answered.
You saw what I saw.
For once in your life, admit that you were up against something bigger than you.
Tonight, we are all afraid.
So what is it all about? And so this time we're looking at Kenneth Branagh's version of Detective Poirot, which is, if you don't know, an Agatha Christie detective novel series. And there's been a couple of, there's been loads of interpretations and adaptations of Poirot over the years. And this is one of the newer ones. This is Kenneth Branagh, producer, director, and main actor with an incredible mustache. So the tale is very simple. It's the Detective Poirot coming out of retirement to do one last case, to do battle with the spirits beyond. He's invited to a seance that takes place in this ancient old plaza in Venice, Italy. It's a Halloween party, so that means loads of spooks and ghouls are wandering around, and obviously him being the slew detective doesn't believe in any of this rubbish, and he's going to disprove it all. But unfortunately, at the end of the seance, a murder occurs, and there's 12 suspects all rounded up round a table. We get to interview them one by one and find out what's going on. So what did I think? Well, I've got to say, I'm a massive kind of Agatha Christie fan. Obviously the Poirot character is, loosely based on Sherlock Holmes, which is obviously based on older stories by Edgar Allan Poe and this, that, and the other. The sort of the high-end detective who has a best friend who kind of follows them around and they solve crimes. There's a murder afoot and something's got to be done about it. I love these kind of stories, these mysteries, these whodunits, and this is a classic case of one of those films. This film doesn't really do anything particularly special. If you've seen one of these kinds of films or know the setup to this kind of story, you've seen this all before. A murder happens in a setup or scenario. It could be an old house. It could be like on a boat sailing down the river. It could even be Halloween and there's ghosts afoot. But there's still a real earth killer, a human killer that needs to be discovered. So there are suspects abound. There are red herrings all over the place. Maybe it's him, maybe it's her. Who's got the right motive? And you just travel along this film. I think I really like Kenneth Branagh's interpretation of Poirot. I love the mustache. Big fan of that. There's been 2 prior films with Kenneth Branagh playing the title role character before this one. Sam, the cat. I had a really good time with this movie. As I say, it's not a movie that's going to blow your mind. Again, it's just that kind of classic setup with all the characters. At least 3 or 4 of them have a good motive to kill the person, and things just get worse and worse and worse. This film, however, does have a supernatural twist to it. Sorta. And that kind of changes things for me, and that's why it's on a late night Scream Review as opposed to me kind of not really talking about, detective films. So that's the kind of hook for this movie. If you want to see a kind of Agatha Christie style mystery, if you want to see Poirot, but you want to see him in a slightly different setting than you've ever seen him before, again, supernatural, there's a seance, there's spirits, there's some possession elements here. It's in an old creepy plaza. So shadowy doorways, you know, creaking floorboards, laughter in the rafters. Did you hear that? All that good stuff, but centered around a basic kind of mystery murder plot. There are a couple of jump scares that aren't really earned. They're kind of a bit like, okay. So if you're a seasoned horror fan, you're going to kind of roll your eyes at those. But I think other than that, all the characters are played really well. Particularly Kenneth Branagh as obviously as Poirot. And it's just a really nice little story, a little nice mystery with a satisfying ending and a twist that you will probably see coming, if I'm honest. But apart from that, it's just a fun ride. It's like I say, it's not a huge recommend from me, but I enjoyed the movie. And if you're a Poirot fan, if you're a detective, murder, mystery fan, go watch this movie. You're going to have a blast watching it. If you're a horror fan and you like murder mysteries as well, great. And that's where I kind of came in. And as I say, I had an absolute blast with this movie. So it is a mild recommend from me. I really enjoyed it. I think you will too. And I personally can't wait to see Kenneth Branagh picking up that moustache again and his cane and taking on a fresh new case. I could maybe see some more sequels with horror iconography as well. Maybe I don't know, Poirot versus Jason, Poirot versus Freddy Krueger. Who knows? So that's my review for A Haunting in Venice. Go check it out. It's a great time. And until next time, folks, stay safe, stay scared, and we'll see you soon. Bye.